no more oil. Keep our carbon in the soil. No more coal, no more oil. Keep our carbon in the soil. No more coal,
Thank you.
no more oil. Keep our carbon in the soil.
Thank you. Is it okay?
Yeah.
Would you tell us why you're here today?
I'm here for the future climate immigrants that are going to be coming up with all the chaos that's happening in the tropics. I'm personally from the Philippines, and seeing like the beaches that I was raised on to be condemned because of all the pollution, all the trash of people being thrown on it, that what sparks me to want to promote climate change.
More refugees,
Millions of refugees, and like one of my majors is international relations, so like one of my big things is helping the future refugees, because we do know that climate change is at a tipping point right now, that within the next 3 days we're going to find out if we can change the world. So I want my home to be still there, honestly. Like, I don't want the heat exhaustion that's happening in the tropics to destroy my home and like my place.
And it's not just yours,
It's millions of people, everyone in the tropics. You know, people think of us as a vacation. People think, hey, let me go to Hawaii because it's fun for vacation, but they don't understand your vacation is our home.
And there are already millions of climate refugees now.
Yeah, there's a ton of them, and they're all disregarded. No one understands that climate immigration is one of the biggest forms of immigration, but like just in Africa, like all the northern Africans, whenever they're climate migrants because of different catastrophes, and then they're still not accepted into their different communities in Europe.
So we have
a lot to do. Yeah, we
but
do.
Individually, what we can do, what do you suggest?
I personally am working on being vegan. I'm 2 years not eating red meat anymore. I'm about 5 to 6 months not eating chicken, and then I'm working on removing fish from my diet next. So I mean, it's slow, but it's at least something. And then I feel like just in general being more eco-friendly in how you buy and live.
Well, they actually do have the Impossible Burger.
Yeah.
So it's protein.
Exactly.
But
So
it's not
people,
animal.
and it's becoming more commonplace to eat it now. So
Yeah.
there's no more excuses. Like, you just have to do it.
Yep. Drive EV, go mass transportation, install solar.
Mass transportation, shop with reusable bags, use sulfate and like chemical-free conditioners and natural conditioners and shampoos. One of my favorite things is there's a rise in Turkish cotton, which is only 200 gallons of water, as opposed to synthetic and regular cotton we use, which is 700 gallons of water.
Oh, I didn't.
So
okay,
that's one of the things I'm trying to work on, is promoting eco-friendly cotton. And instead of using strong dyes, like chemical dyes, to use kale dye, which when it runs off into the water, it's actually like, it provides nutrients.
So, what about you?
He isn't new to this. He's working on it, yeah.
Well, I think you're among friends, so do not be afraid to speak. Yeah.
Thank you.
Okay, take care. Hi. Let's have an exchange.
Okay, sure, no problem.
Can you tell us what you're doing here?
Yeah, it's about the Pope and Greta. Oh,
Oops, sorry. Oh, there's more.
those three in here.
All right, thank you.
No problem.
Thank you.
Let me.
Why are you here?
Oh, we just like spreading the word.
Oh, thank you. Hello, how are you?
I'm good.
Why are you here today?
Why am I here today?
Yes.
Because I think that we should treat the planet as well as we possibly can.
Yes. What would you like to see happen?
That people be kind to each other and take care of the planet as best they can. My personal belief is that the human species is already toast, that we should have thought about this 100 years ago.
Yes.
That's my belief.
And well, as long as we would start being more aggressive in terms of trying to slow down.
My personal opinion is it's too late.
It's never too late.
Well,
It's still,
of course it is.
there's still a lot we can still do.
That's like saying your house is 3/4 burnt down, and you say it's never too late, we can save the house.
Well, we still can do something, don't you think? That's why we're
Yes,
here.
so we do what we can, but that's what I think is the ultimate result.
We should have started much sooner. Yes.
Yes.
I agree.
Back when they started industrially mining coal and pumping oil, if they had not done that, we'd be okay. Because we had already deforested a lot of the planet. At that point, we had done a lot of damage already.
Well, would you help us and try to get as many people appeal to our politicians to make sure we make these changes?
To be honest, my mission for the rest of my life, I'm 70. My mission for the rest of my life is social justice. Just being kind, making life better for animals as well as people.
All right. Well, thank you very much, Charlotte. How about telling us why you're here today?
What?
Tell us why you're here today and what you'd like to see changed.
From a personal perspective, I'm vegan, and we know that if we went vegan just one day a week, it would significantly impact our climate. The way we eat and the way we raise animals is appalling. Our Amazon forest is burning because we've stripped that land of trees. Our country has so much runoff from the animals. It's polluting the Gulf. It's polluting our oceans. We already know we're short of food. We need to act, and we need to act now. We can't just sit back.
Right. And all the Amazon, they were going to clear the land specifically for raising cattle.
Exactly.
So,
and we actually raise soybean there too for the chickens. So we're destroying the life of indigenous people. This is unacceptable. I want my children and grandchildren and great-great-grandchildren to know that at least their ancestor acted and tried to change this around and tried to do drawdown so that we can turn this all around.
I'm glad you're here.
That's why I'm here.
Very good.
To make a difference.
And use more solar power. Very good.
Yes, we've done a little bit ourselves. We're both vegan. We have put solar power up. We need to put more up. We've gone to natural landscaping, so we don't have grass that doesn't need a lot of water and all that. So we're doing a little bit, but we need to do a lot more ourselves as individuals and as a people.
Very good. We should all take after you, for example.
Thank you.
Thank you very much for being here.
Are you giving those out?
Yes. 100% renewable. It's 100% doable. Yes. So, is that the only? Okay. What's that the essence? Last time to have was 50 years ago. But it's better to be late than never.
Oh yeah,
Yes.
absolutely.
Yes. So, what would you like to see changed? Besides,
Everything that Trump's done, he's undone all the good from the last 50 years.
yes.
All the clean air regulations, the dumping waste into water. We got to start by voting out the people that are causing this mess and taking the money from the other people that are causing it.
And individually, as an individual, what have you done to try to help slow down the climate change?
I walked down here on my bad leg.
Well, we're glad you made it.
Drive as little as possible. Plan. I mean, I'll make one trip in like 6 different stops. I got the most economical car I can afford.
Eat less meat.
Yes, less meat for sure.
Well, actually, most economical. That depends on how you. EV will be very economical.
What's that?
EV, electric vehicle, very economical.
Yeah, but I'm retired. I don't have a whole lot of money. They don't start cheap. Not yet.
Yeah, that's true.
They will. My son drives an electric car and his wife has a hybrid. But
It'll get lower. It'll get lower.
yeah, they've come down a lot, but it's got to go a little bit more.
Yep. And yes, I'm glad you remind everyone about going renewable. That is
And vote.
Yes. And write to your congresspeople or senators.
Bug the heck out of them. Call them every day.
All right. Thank you for being here.
Hey.
So this is, are you recording? Okay.
Tell us
this
what
is,
you do.
so this is XR group, so we are all around the group, so we're all around the world. and we're fighting for climate change, you know. So we're here new, like in America, and we're trying to fight, like, you know, basically all this disaster, all these lies.
What's the name of the group again?
It's XR, so we are Extinction Rebellion.
Oh,
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
So maybe you want to sign up?
Sure, but tell us a little bit more about.
Sure. Terry. Hey, Terry.
Ah,
Terry.
you came as a group.
Yeah. So
I
he's
see.
actually our local coordinator, so he can tell you a little bit more.
Okay. That would be great.
Terry.
We're going.
Hi, tell us what XR is.
Extinction Rebellion is an international activism movement focused on climate and ecology collapse, the catastrophe. There are 4 demands.
Okay.
The first demand is tell us the truth. Now.
Yeah, there is a climate
The
change.
second demand is that's actually both. Tell us the truth, declare a climate emergency. Those are the first 2.
Yes.
The third one is to start forming a citizens' assembly. Get Wall Street out of this, get the government out of this, get the corporations out of this, form a citizens' assembly to decide with science advice what are the right solutions and how do we implement them as quickly as possible.
Very good.
Now those are the 3 that are worldwide. There's a 4th one in the U.S.
Okay.
And the one in the U.S. is about prioritizing the needs of the marginalized and oppressed people. Indigenous people groups, impoverished people groups, people of color, the ones who are the victims, the frontline victims of the climate and ecology crisis.
Millions and millions of refugees.
That's what
due to
Extinction
climate
Rebellion is all about. Get in the streets and fight it.
change. Well, thank you.
My handwriting is terrible, but I got kind of legible. Check out our website, ideas
And you have Simon says say here. Yes. Tell us why you're here. Trying to save the earth. What do you propose that we do? Any suggestions for the politicians?
Go vegan.
Go vegan, yes.
No animal abuse. There's just so many things.
Solar, go solar, right? And drive EV.
More legislation for renewable energy, more legislation to increase green jobs, more legislation to simply make it easier for people to go solar. There's so many boundaries, we need to make it easier, and it's possible. Just take a sample from other countries, European countries, they're all doing it, it's possible, we can be doing it.
Invest more in renewable, yes.
Yes.
And divest from
It is very possible.
fossil. How about you?
I think it's just like try to change the debate, because in here in America we think there's a debate between if climate change is real or not, and where everyone else they know it's real and they're just trying to fight against it. So it's trying to like convince people that it's a real thing.
Well, we have seen the fire, the flood, the hurricane, Israel. All right, well, it's good that you guys are here today.
Yeah, thank you too for being here.
Tell us why you're here.
Got it?
Climate change. Let's see. Oh, all right. Explain to the rich. It's going to be too damn hot.
That's how they care, right?
And we want to make sure the baby here is going to be able to breathe
Exactly.
easily. All
We
right.
want the planet to still be there for her.
Yes.
Right, baby?
These are very important.
That's
These are
why
the
we
reasons why
fight.
you're here. Very good. All right. Thank you very much. What do you like to see? How do you think we should do? What should we do to change?
So I think government needs to stop financing and giving all these tax breaks to the fossil fuel industry, because it's all moved by greed and money. So we need to start making decisions based on the environment, not on like money.
Profit. Yeah.
And I'm very dear to the cause of plastic pollution too. So I live a low waste lifestyle. So I think the government needs to start making things harder to buy, like disposables and all the things that pollute the planet and the oceans.
And make sure people start not to use plastic, but use reusable bags in the grocery
Exactly.
stores.
Go back to how it used to do before, right? Because the planet cannot sustain 7 billion people doing all these type of waste and this lifestyle.
And marine life is just dying, choking on
Exactly.
this plastic.
Exactly. We really need it. Like action now.
Great.
Stand up, fight back.
Sure. Let's exchange.
Thank you.
And action.
Thanks. Take care.
Let's see.
Thank you.
Windermere. Oh, that's the car. Good. Windermere Sun.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Have a good day.
You too. Want to tell us anything about why you're here?
We want to fight for our future in a world that we can live in with politicians who aren't willing to make this change themselves. We just want to enforce the importance of taking action.
What have you done so far? I mean, in terms of trying to help to slow down the climate change.
At our school,
All right.
at our school we have an environmental club that we're president and vice president of Green Club at our school. And basically we work to inform students of basically problems with the environment and with the way that our society is handling these problems and solutions that we can take as individuals.
So that we can all be educated and make the change for ourselves.
And such as trying to go solar, use mass transportation,
Yes.
EV, and eat less meat.
Yeah.
Great. It's good to have you.
Climate action! Now! Climate action! Now! Climate action!
Very good. Tell us why you're here.
Huh?
Tell us why.
Why you're here.
Oh, for change.
Yeah, that's why we're here.
What kind of change would you like to see?
Better laws, people recognizing that climate action is real, or climate action needs to happen because the global warming and
It's real. It's happening.
Yeah,
I don't.
it's happening.
Like it's actually.
there's enough evidence to support it. If
All the
people need
fire,
that,
hurricane, and
the hurricanes are affecting the Caribbean in Puerto
They're
Rico
getting
right
more and
now.
more intense.
Yeah, it's been a big issue for the island of Puerto Rico last year when it happened. It was horrific.
yes, that was devastating. And that's why it's good to go solar, drive EV, or take mass transportation, and eat less meat.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Well, thank you for being here.
Small changes could be done by
So many people.
by
Yep.
many people, but it needs to be like the government that's making the major changes.
Yes, that's much more clear. All right, thank you for being here. All right, tell us why you're here and what you hope to see change.
We've got to do something to protect our youth. They're begging us to step up and do something, and it's time. We owe it to them to do something about the planet.
What do you propose we individually can do something?
We can, every small change helps, and whatever even something as simple as taking the mass transit instead of driving, or carpooling, or cutting down on waste in your own home, those types of things. So
Install solar,
and solar too, yeah.
eat less meat.
Huh?
Eat less meat.
Eat less meat. Yes, whatever you can do to save energy and to save our planet.
Write a letter to your representative.
That too. And
Write
now it
a
takes
letter to your
more.
representative.
Yeah.
Yes,
Takes 5 minutes.
yes, that actually, yes, that do a lot of good. And how about you?
I'm with them. Do anything you can and speak up. If you don't start speaking up and speak to people who don't understand it, then they're never going to understand it. But find a way to make it important to the person right in front of you. So, do you want your children to be able to drive a car ever? Do you want your children to be able to have choices about what they eat, or are they going to be dictated to because we won't have choices?
Thank you all for being here today. Denial is not a policy.
Just trying to get your sign.
Okay. Like the world.
You know Greta?
Oh yes, Greta Thunberg.
Hail Greta!
From Sweden. She's the one who got this whole thing started. Yes. Well, why are you here? Why are you two here?
We went together. We want support finally.
Very good. It's great to have so many people being active. Yeah. What would you like to see changed?
The farm deal. No more corn for cows.
No more corn for cows.
Yeah, that's the part of the problem. And reforestation now. What's with all the buildings everywhere?
And also eating less meat. And that's why you've seen what happened in the Amazon, right? They were trying to deforest flat the land in order to plant more beans.
Oh, I actually got to look more into that.
To raise cattle. So that was causing the problem.
Thank you.
Well, thank you guys. When did you get here?
What's that?
When did you get here?
We were late. Went 20 minutes after 1.
Oh, that's what I was thinking.
Yeah, we had some issues. But we made it, and that's all that counts.
Yes.
But we forgot the umbrella.
There's a lot of people here.
Yeah.
Thank you.
How's it going?
Hi. Oh, why are you guys here? Tell us.
So much
happened
within the last 45 seconds. Yeah, I'm not used to having a camera up my face.
Oh.
I didn't know.
Not there.
Yeah, no, I mean, we're not doing enough for the climate. Climate change is a big mess. So.
And what would you like to see happen or change?
I mean, big changes for me would be less food waste, a smarter food system, a government that does more than just lip service. I mean, the only major organization in the whole world right now that denies climate change is the GOP. And it's kind of a joke. So.
Well, there is a lot that we can do. Yes, definitely. Looks like we're in agreement. What about you?
Oh, I agree. Yeah, I agree, exactly.
Ditto? Okay. All right. Well, it's good to have you guys here.
It would be nice to see people that are out of college show up more.
It's nice to see school kids.
Yeah.
There's a lot of kids with their parents.
Well, actually, at 3 o'clock, there's another one at the
Lake
Eola Park.
Yeah.
Lake Eola Park.
Yeah, this is going.
And there's another one at Sanford.
Sanford?
Yeah.
Okay.
I'll tell you what, I got something here.
Tell us why you're here.
You know, we used to gather petitions all the time, but they got rid of the petitions because
and we heard about it, and we just wanted to come. Oh wait, I see them actually right over there.
Oh,
yeah.
We have to show support, basically.
What would you like to see change? What would you like to see change?
Corporate greed that's used to continue climate change and keep it going further, and to be able to limit the lobbyist money that's allowed to go towards them.
What about you? What do you think? Why are you here?
It just came along. I just came along.
Would you like to see something change? Would you like to see something change?
Yeah, climate change.
How about using EV, going solar, eat less meat? How about that?
Yeah, I don't know.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, it's good. I'm glad you're here.
Yeah.
Hi, how are you? Save our children. So it's all from her, right?
Yes, it is. You know it.
Wonderful. So, you've been here since 1 o'clock?
Yeah.
What do you hope to see changed?
Oh, just total overchange in the climate, the recyclables,
Oh,
the
yeah.
water. We gotta stop. We gotta fix some water. We gotta fix some water. We gotta stop the ocean from melting.
Oh, those green the algae also.
Yeah, the algae. Oh, yeah, that algae is a big thing. Yeah. And the coral reef. Yeah, the plastics. Yeah, I gotta save it for her.
Yes. To keep her healthy.
Yeah.
What would you like? What have you done yourself to make the change so far?
I don't eat red meat. We have solar panels, and we drive a Tesla.
Okay.
So we're trying.
Yeah, you guys are on the way. Yes. That's very good. Now we can just hope everybody else would do the same.
Yeah, I do too. I do too. We need this.
Well, it's good to have you here.
Thank you. Thank you.
We are very uncertain right now with the future is going to look like. It's really good on you. What is it we need to know what the everyone to stand up and say, you are not fixing. We will disrupt society if we have to save our planet from ever reaching past 2 degrees Celsius. Right now, we are only at 1 degree, and we are already seeing 37 results. They're saying there's nothing changing by the year 2030.
Would you like to tell us why you're here today? Would you like? It's hard.
We're very concerned about the climate, and we hope the government does something about it too.
Very good, especially for all these young people. We need it.
Right, and it's important that young people are behind it. It's very reassuring, and the young people are acting like responsible people, and the government is not.
Yes, they're the adults. All right. Well, it's good to have you here. Really good. That's definitely true. Thank you. And how about you? Love it or lose it? What do you have to say about it? Yeah, why are you here?
See, we got to get rid of the current office holders and bring in some people who will affect some real change instead of catering.
We need you now. Tell us why you're here.
Ma'am?
Tell us why you're here today.
We're here to protest
Climate change and big companies.
and the fact that there is not comprehensive policy yet dealing with the issues that we have.
Very good. And what would you like to see all of us individually do something about this?
Inspiring. This is my first ever protest, and I love it so far. I feel like we're really making a difference.
Yes, a lot of people who are very active and want to see change. But we're glad you're here today. Glad that you're here.
Why we're here?
We're here?
Oh.
Glad that you're here.
Oh, okay. Thank you.
Thank you so much. I'm glad that you're here too.
All right, let's see. Okay, tell us why you're here.
Well, I'm here because, well, the climate is changing, as you know. Fossil fuels and carbon emissions are going to the atmosphere constantly. The only thing we can do is pretty much push for change. All these companies, they just care about wealth, money. Well, us, we care about our future. We really care about our future. And not even that, but statistics even show that we're having less kids nowadays because we're uncertain of our future. And it's sad.
Well, that's why we're all here.
Yeah.
Let's see. Let us hope some changes. Well, thank you for being here. Hey, how are you? Would you like to tell us a few things why you're here today, or what you're hoping to accomplish? All right.
That's the important part.
Tell us what you want to see happen.
Say what?
Tell us what you like to see happen.
What would I want to see happen?
Yes.
We have to get rid of fossil fuels. That's it. Period.
Stop
using fossil fuels. That noise that you hear in the background, we shouldn't hear that.
Right. It'll be much more quiet if it's EV.
It's got to be a lot quieter.
Yeah. And maybe install solar and eat less meat.
That's part of it.
Right.
Got to get off of fossil fuels.
Well, thank you for being here.
Totally. Nice to see you. How are you?
Tell us why you're here today.
Pardon?
Why are you here?
Just to support this.
This is
To support the whole thing.
some kind of policy change regarding climate change?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So you don't think there's enough done right now, right?
I don't think there's enough what?
You don't think there's enough done right now, right?
Well, no, there isn't.
Yeah. And all these young people are going to have trouble breathing, and all kinds of resources depleting if we don't do something.
Yeah.
Well, glad you're here. Hi. Tell us why you're here and what you'd like to see change.
We want to get rid
we want to move to renewable resources because we want to see a future for the younger generation.
A much healthier future, right?
Yes. They deserve a chance just like we did.
Yes, exactly. Well, looks like, are you a mother-daughter team here? Or?
Sister-in-law.
Sister-in-laws, okay, all right.
And then we have their little baby here.
Oh, see? See what they're doing for you? There we go. Would you like to say a few things?
How are you?
Would you like to tell us why you're here?
Sorry?
Would you like to tell us why you're here and what do you hope to accomplish?
What do I hope to accomplish? Just spread the message to the young people. I'm over 50. I don't think the chemicals even existed that we have now that we had then. And Greta was the reason I've been following her for the past few weeks. And it's her movement around the world, and I think it's a great cause.
Well, it's good to have you here.
Thank you.
One election. Now.
I have like 50 signs all over.
You haven't done it yet.
Right now.
Freelance? Oh, yeah. Wow.
You actually? I can't tell if you're kidding.
Why are you here today?
Because this is important to me. It's important about our organization. We're a non-profit. It's called Be Unique Magazine. B-U-N-E-K-E. So it's spelled uniquely.
So is that the same way? Let me see your, I'm sorry. B-U-N-E-K-E.org. Oh, okay.
This is all that we talk about. It's super important to us, and I'm so glad to see people here that care.
Yes, there's plenty of them.
Yes. So
you're among friends.
Thank you.
I like that. Vicky. One takeaway, Vicky, please.
And we know everyone can know it's from Orlando.
Good. Well, want to tell us what you like to accomplish here?
I'm sorry?
Want to tell us what you like to accomplish here?
There's too many things to even mention, but every little bit helps.
Okay. And what are you doing yourself to...
What do I do myself?
Yeah.
I am working on my master's degree and hopefully will be part of some company that is involved with green energy.
Oh,
yeah, that's the plan.
Would you like to say a few things?
Babe? You want to say something?
Yeah, would you like to say a few things? Why you're here? Why you're here? What do you hope to accomplish?
Just spreading awareness. We want to bring the corporate greed to an end.
Thank you. Would you like to say a few words about why you're here?
Yeah, sure.
Okay. Go ahead.
I'm here with my 5-year-old daughter because we care about the planet on which we live, and it's make sure that we have a livable future. The way things are going, it's not looking good. So we got to change course quickly.
Very good. Yes, see what your daddy is doing for you? Trying to make this place a much more livable place.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Too nervous.
Too nervous?
Yeah. I don't know what to say.
Why are you here?
To protect our planet.
Okay, that's good.
Definitely.
That's good. We're glad you showed up to protect the planet.
you.
How about you?
Same
reason? And you?
Our planet's dying. And we have to bring awareness to it. And if the people are not going to listen to us, then we need to make the effort to get them out in November and get people in that believe in it and really going to make change.
Very good. Very good. Thank you.
a clean environment, and I hope to accomplish any kind of change. I support the Green Deal.
Very good. Thank you. We sure hope.
Anything is better than what we got now.
Install solar, drive EV,
Oh,
less meat.
solar, electric cars, everything. I'm for it all.
Great, thank you.
Any registered Florida voters that still need to fill out the petition.
Well, it's probably because it's a big park.
A commercial cleaner, they don't do it right. I've been to Disney World talking to commercial sweepers in the parking lot. All the trash bags going to the same spot at Disney World.
We
That's
should
ridiculous.
convince Disney to recycle.
Drove them all. I work there. Now! Climate action! Now!
Would you like to tell us why you're here today?
I can't.
Oh, would you like to tell us why you're here today?
No.
No? Okay.